Have you ever been in a conversation and just felt completely lost? Like everyone speaking is secret language you don't have the key for? Well, that's exactly what we're cracking today. The weird, wonderful, and sometimes confusing world of idioms.
I mean, has anyone ever told you to spill the beans and for just a split second you're thinking, "What beans? I don't have any beans." Yeah, that feeling.
Look, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. These strange little phrases are woven into the very fabric of our language. So in this explainer, we're going to decode them together. Let's figure out what they're all about. Okay, so first things first, what even is an idiom? Let's crack this code. So here's the deal. An idiom is a phrase where the words all smush together, create a brand new meaning, one that you could never guess just by looking at the individual words. It's almost like a secret inside joke for a language. And once you're in on the joke, a whole new world opens up.
But idioms are so much more than just quirky phrases. They're actually like a window into our shared human experience. They're this incredible shorthand we've developed to talk about all the big stuff, our feelings, our struggles, and yep, even our failures.
Okay, let's take bite the bullet. The literal image is intense, right? And it's real. Before modern anesthesia, soldiers would actually bite down on a lead bullet to cope with insane pain. So now when we use it, it's this incredibly powerful way to say you're facing something tough head on. It hits so much harder than just saying, be brave, doesn't it? Or what about this one? Wear your heart on your sleeve. It paints such a perfect picture, right? It's for that person who just can't hide how they're feeling. Everything is right there on the surface for the whole world to see. It's a beautiful visual metaphor for being emotionally open. And when you're feeling really sad, you might say you're down in the dumps. The literal idea of being in a garbage pile sounds pretty awful, yeah? But it just perfectly captures that heavy, low feeling, like you're surrounded by emotional trash. It's a much more creative way to express a mood that I'm sad just doesn't quite cover. And then there's failure. We've all been there. So picture this. Step 1, you come up with a brilliant plan. It's genius. Step 2, you watch it fail spectacularly, just completely falls apart. So what's left? Step 3, you go back to the drawing board. That phrase just perfectly sums up that whole frustrating but totally necessary process of starting over. Now, it's not just our own feelings we describe with these vivid images. Oh no, we've actually gone and recruited the entire animal kingdom to help us talk. It's like we've created our own linguistic zoo. I mean, can you just picture it? A giant bowl just stumbling around in a shop filled with fragile, expensive teacups. The image is instantly chaotic, it's kind of funny, and that's exactly why it's the perfect way to describe someone who's super clumsy or just totally out of their element in a sensitive situation.
Okay, this one has to be one of my all-time favorites. When pigs fly. It is just so perfectly, wonderfully absurd. The very idea of a pig with wings soaring through the sky, it's so completely impossible that it's become the ultimate way to say something is never, ever, ever going to happen.
And believe me, this linguistic zoo is huge. It doesn't stop there. We talk about a wolf in sheep's clothing for someone who's hiding their true intentions. We tell people to hold your horses when we just mean, hey, slow down, be patient. And we decide to let sleeping dogs lie so we don't stir up old trouble. Seriously, our language is just crawling with creatures. Okay, so we've covered some of the more common ones, but now it's time to get a little weird. Let's dive into some of the strangest idioms out there. Get ready for a lightning round of language's weirdest hits. All right, first up, as genuine as a $3 bill. Quick question. You ever seen a $3 bill? Yeah, me neither, because they don't exist. So this is just a super clever, kind of sarcastic way of saying something is completely and utterly fake. Okay, next on the list. Imagine calling somebody a queer fish. Sounds a little odd, right? Well, that's exactly what it means. It's an old, kind of quirky way to describe a person who's a bit different, a bit strange or peculiar. A strange fish in the big sea of humanity. And to wrap up our lightning round, let's go with that famously British phrase, Bob's your uncle. So, if someone says this, they basically mean, and there you have it. Or it's that simple. You just follow a couple of easy steps and Bob's your uncle. The job's done. Easy as that. All right, so
After all these weird, wonderful, and sometimes animal-filled phrases, you might be thinking, okay, but why does any of this actually matter? Well, get this. Understanding idioms is like unlocking a linguistic superpower. Seriously, when you start to get idioms, you're not just learning vocabulary anymore. You start to unlock the deeper cultural meaning behind the words. You can add so much more color and creativity to how you communicate, and you'll start connecting with native speakers on a whole new level, finally understanding all those little inside jokes in movies and books. You really start to appreciate just how playful and creative language can be. So, what's the big takeaway here? The crucial point is this. Idioms aren't just confusing phrases. They really are the secret code of a language. They carry its history, its culture, and a ton of personality. Once you start cracking that code, you're not just speaking a language anymore. You're really, truly inside it. And that leaves me with one last thing for you to think about. In today's world, with all the emojis and memes flying around, are we creating the idioms of the future right now? I mean, is sending a dumpster fire GIF the new way of saying this is a complete disaster? It's a cool thought, right? Thanks for diving in with me.